Hey y'all, peace. It's Miriam Muhammad. I was just sitting back watching the news, and as usual, criminal justice reform is the biggest thing now that's in the media, and it's a little confusing to me that if we trying to reform the criminal justice system, why don't they ever focus on wrongful convictions? That's a major key in justice reform. You know what? My husband should be calling me in a couple minutes. I'm going to ask him about that. And this is going to be what our dialogue is going to be about tonight. So, I anticipate him calling in a couple minutes. Matter of fact, here you go. All right, hold on, y'all.
An inmate at SCI Chester. This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Chester. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, press 2. If you would like to permanently block your number from receiving calls from this facility, press 6. If you have any concern that the person you are speaking with is in mental health crisis or suicidal, please call the State Correctional Institution immediately. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. What's up, baby?
Hey, babe. I was actually sitting here making a little recording, and I told the viewers that basically I was going to ask you a question in regards to the criminal justice reform. Since this is the big topic now, trying to reform it, But why? I'm just confused too. Why don't they focus on wrongful convictions if we trying to reform the criminal justice system? Can you answer that for me?
Okay, so you said you live streaming this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good question because, lately a lot been going on in the news regarding criminal justice reform. In fact, a bill is about to go in front of President Trump seeking his signature regarding the overall criminal justice reform bill. I heard a few things that's in that bill. A lot of it is cosmetic. But that's a good question. And again, the answer is basically a political. It's a political situation. Criminal justice reform. A lot of times when people hear that phrase, they never stop and really ask themselves, what do that mean?
Right.
Criminal justice reform is basically saying that the criminal justice system is broken.
Mm-hmm.
And is in need for fixing. So, this is a political position. This is a situation where, over years, defects that existed within the criminal justice system have created such dissatisfaction that now is a call for criminal justice reform. But at the same time, when the system view things like that, like wrongful convictions, for example, to acknowledge wrongful convictions, the people that navigate the system look at that as a deep indictment on the system, on bedrock principles of the judicial system, the court system. Because at the base intentions of any civilized court system is that the guilty get convicted and the innocent is acquitted. So when you acknowledge that you have innocent people in prison, right, mm-hmm. that's incarcerated by way of wrongful conviction, that defect that manifested those wrongful convictions is striking at the core of the judicial system, where, like we just stated, at the base intentions, the core intentions is that the guilty get convicted and the innocent go free. So a lot of times some politicians that's not sincere about rectifying defects in fundamental pillars of our society, which the judicial system is one of them. Mm-hmm. It's actually three branches: the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative three branches or three pillars of the United States society. So when one of those...
This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Chester. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
When one of those institutions or those branches is defective to the level that innocent people is being incarcerated, right? Some politicians don't want that type of scrutiny. You know what I mean? On the appearance of authenticity of that particular branch. So what happens is when the call for criminal justice reform reached the level like it is, based on grassroots organization and dissatisfaction of the people, and the people is now advocating, forcing the system to take a look at the concerns of the people, right? Now you have sometimes some politicians that's not fully sincere or ready to address those issues. They acknowledge those calls, but they present cosmetic reforms, insufficient reforms that really don't have no meaningful reforms. You know what I mean? And again, that's just to put the people back to sleep. You know, so the people got to be very diligent in the midst of calling for reforms when it comes to powerful issues like that, like this. You know, my case is actually one case that, you know, it's like a thorn in the side to the system because there's so much of a blatant miscarriage of justice, so much so that the judges in my case is saying that, okay, well, he's in prison no longer because of guilt or innocence, but because of a statute that don't allow the judges to do what we put them in office to do, which is to dispense justice. Which is to dispense justice. In fact, for those who know about my case, you know, the concurrent statement that got so much media attention, where you have judges in the Superior Court, President Judge Bender and a former Pennsylvania Supreme Court Judge Fitzgerald, when they stated that in the concurrent statement regarding my case, they stated that they wanted to voice their utmost displeasure with the PCRA Act's failure to facilitate justice in my case, where it's clear to all that an innocent man is likely to sit behind bars for no better reason than a statue of poorly.
This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Chester. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
A poorly conceived statute. Now that's important for this reason, right? And follow me on this. The brief that I put in pro se, that evoked that response from the courts, I opened it up. The first paragraph, when I opened the argument up regarding actual innocence and my particular innocence, I opened it up by stating that our court system is rooted in the very first pronouncement or pronouncement of the preamble of the United States Constitution, where it states that we the people of the United States to form a more perfect union and to establish justice. That concept of justice is what spawned our judicial system, or any civilized judicial system, criminal justice system. And when that principle of justice is put in a subordinate role to statutes or procedure, then that's a defect that affects hundreds and thousands of people. Anytime any principle that's secondary in value to the concept of justice, like statutes, rules and regulations, right? Somehow place the concept of justice in a subordinate position, right? That's a defect that manifests wrongful convictions.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So.
And that,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, babe.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding it, and other people who may not understand the terms that you said. So basically, in layman terms, is I'm innocent, but you can't free me because of a quote unquote law or statute that was put into place. That.
And again, that's unconstitutional, actually.
That's what I'm getting at. That's so unconstitutional.
Right. But here's the thing. And that's that you made, literally, that position is literally unconstitutional. Because again, the very beginning of our Constitution, the United States Constitution, when it explains, again, we the people,
Right.
to form a more perfect union and to establish justice, right? That right there is what spawned the judicial branch. So everything that comes after that concept, that first pronouncement, okay, we doing this to establish justice. Whatever procedure comes next to facilitate the concept of justice have to be in tune with the fundamental principles within the concept of justice. And it is repugnant to justice when you have an innocent man in prison. See, you can get complicated. It gets complicated as litigation goes on over the years. And you can litigate, like the United States have done, litigate off of the foundation, those fundamental foundations that comes from justice, like fundamental fairness, due process. You know what I mean? And again, let me say this. One of the main reforms that happen as it pertains to the criminal justice system that some politicians don't want to address is another bedrock principle that has been violated. That's a need for reform, which manifests wrongful convictions, which is ineffective systems of counsel.
Absolutely.
Because our Constitution guarantees its citizens the right to effective representation by lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
But what is happening is that you have mass incarceration without effective representation.
Mm-hmm.
You have lawyers that's effective and is representing clients for whatever reason. Some because they're overburdened with cases, others for, incompetent reasons. But for whatever reason, when you don't have an effective lawyer, like in my case and many other cases, then that right, as the United States Supreme Court said over and over before, they said that the right to effective counsel is the most fundamental right because it is through this right that all your other rights is secured. But I didn't know the law when I went to trial, so I didn't know how to protect my other rights.
Right.
That was the job of my lawyer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those are the reforms that's needed. What you see it now is like equivalent to, say the house is on fire,
Mm-hmm.
right? And instead of worrying about this emergency critical situation, the house is on fire, you have somebody downstairs in the living room knowing the house is on fire, adjusting a hole in the wall, trying to fix a hole in the wall, or trying to rearrange the furniture, trying to address mediocre situations opposed to addressing the critical situation, which is the house is on fire.
Right.
This
Right.
is the same thing that's going on with the politicians. They say, okay, well, we got to appease the people because the level of dissatisfaction is so great that we got to appease the people. So let's address criminal justice reform from a safe position and not address the critical issues like innocent people in prison. We're going to address cosmetic issues. Yeah, I mean, we're going to address things that affect the people. And I'm not taking away from those reforms. But when you got critical situations, you address the critical situations first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you address...
And in this case, or just the justice reform itself, they doing the opposite. They tippy-toeing around the little things to get to the big thing when the big thing is what needed to be addressed first in order for the little things to come together. Pretty much? Okay.
And if you remember, I did an article one time called Where There's Smoke, There's Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I was speaking about, 15, 20 years ago, in the midst of the advancement of DNA technology, hundreds and hundreds of people was exonerated because of this new DNA technology, right? But it's only 8% of convictions in the United States that deals with DNA evidence. Yet hundreds have been exonerated.
Mm.
So it's a 92% convictions, right, that don't have DNA evidence. But if you do the math through deductive reasoning, a concept called deductive reasoning, you could come up with a mathematical conclusion and make a projection on how many wrongful convictions lie within the 92% convictions that don't have DNA evidence to exonerate them. So when you see those hundreds and hundreds of people being exonerated through DNA evidence, right? What you're seeing is the smoke, indicative smoke, that's pointing to an inferno of wrongful convictions within the 92%, you know what I mean, that don't have DNA evidence. And let me say this, those cases that have been overturned regarding DNA evidence, what convicted them was the same issues that convicted people that don't have DNA evidence. Ineffective assistance of counsel, lack of investigation.
You have 1 minute left.
Fraudulent testimony, prosecution misconduct, and things like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I don't want this to cut off while you're talking, so we could do a part 2 to this.
right.
We can finish up tomorrow, and we could put,
Okay.
and we finish off where we left off at. Don't lose your thought.
Well, let me
Go ahead.
say this real quick for the phone hang up. If anybody listening, they have any questions, right? Send the questions to my Facebook page. You know what I mean? Let's dialogue on this because the power is with the people. We got to figure this out. Politicians, some of them, that's not sincere, they're going to try to short circuit our power.
Right.
You know what I mean? By trying to get us to drink the political Kool-Aid, right? That don't make no sense.
Right.
So if you have any questions, let's dialogue. You know what I mean? At least a wise man once said that nothing proves the mind like a question. So let us question. And with that, talk to you later. Peace.
Thank you for using Securus. The caller has hung up.